my friends, today we can see the implementation of a new plan, and the Ukrainian Armed Forces are actively advancing in a new direction. However, it's essential to acknowledge the considerable strength of the occupiers as they conduct attacks practically along the entire front line. Unfortunately, today their frequency has significantly increased. And yesterday they attempted to shell the territory of Odessa again, hitting a ship under the flag of Liberia, a civilian vessel. 3 crew members and a Filipino citizen were injured. Share your thoughts in the comments on what repercussion Russia might face for such an incident.
Alexander Kubrikov, Vice Prime Minister for the Restoration of Ukraine and Minister for the Development of Communities, Territories, and Infrastructure, announced that a ship intended to transport iron ore to China had a purposeful attack. This marks the 21st deliberate attack by Russia since withdrawing from the grain deal. Since then, the enemy has damaged over 160 infrastructure objects and 122 vehicles, Kubrikov noted. The Ukrainian railways, emphasized that such delays of ships in ports cause colossal losses to Ukrainian agrarians and the country's state budget. Each day of delay for grain-loaded ships in ports results in losses ranging from $1 to $1.50 per ton of production.
In general, while Ukraine supplies ore to China, the Chinese themselves are strengthening bilateral relations with Russia. In the Kherson direction, shelling continues along the entire front line, and there is increasing information about the movement of our troops to the left bank. Even foreign analysts confirm these troop movements. The occupiers in panic are deploying new reserves here and preparing for rotation to try to maintain defense. However, it's important to note that the Russians don't have the same fortifications here as on the Zaporizhzhia front. If the Ukrainian Armed Forces manage to advance, the front could quickly collapse, as was the case on the Kharkiv front. Here is the latest update from the Russians.
The difficult situation in the Kherson direction remains. The enemy is still trying to expand its bridgehead in Kherson and create new points of tension on the left bank of the Dnieper. In addition, there is information about a possible Ukrainian provocation at the Dnieper hydroelectric power plant and the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant.
As it seems, they are actively conducting reconnaissance and trying to monitor all movements of our troops. Moreover, the occupiers already understand that in the event of a breakthrough, the Ukrainian Armed Forces could quickly advance to Crimea. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, the situation remains stable. The Ukrainian Armed Forces periodically attempt to tactically improve their positions, but there are no significant successes, and the front line remains unchanged. Unfortunately, the occupiers continue to strengthen their defense and create new minefields. Essentially, they are reconstructing the defensive line that the Ukrainian Armed Forces managed to break through during the summer. So, if next year the Ukrainian Armed Forces launch a counteroffensive in this direction with new forces, they will have to start breaking the defense from scratch. Over the winter, the occupiers will have built numerous fortifications, possibly even more than before. Today, active construction work on the railway is underway, and the Russians want to quickly redirect construction materials and military equipment to this direction. Overall, the situation on this front is complex, and as many experts already state, choosing this direction for a counteroffensive seems futile. Other options were discussed extensively, but the General Staff planned to reach Crimea. The recent movement in the Kherson direction indicates that the plans haven't changed significantly. In the Vuhledar direction, the occupiers are attempting to reclaim lost territory. Currently, the Ukrainian Armed Forces have shifted to a defensive stance and are not conducting a counteroffensive. However, during the initial stages on the offensive, the Ukrainian Armed Forces were able to make significant progress, and reclaiming such a large piece of territory seems unlikely. The shelling continues, and there are offensive actions towards Staromayorsk. Today, multiple group attacks have begun in the direction of Klishchiivka. Despite their efforts, there have been no successes within the day, and the front line remains unchanged. In the Avdiivka direction, the situation remains the most challenging. The occupiers plan to intensify their offensive, as reported by various sources. They conduct over 10 attacks in each direction daily. Numerous shelling incidents persist, and periodically they manage to break through some positions. Although this doesn't lead to significant changes along the front line, the frequency of attacks allows them to gradually advance. Today, attacks are ongoing in the area of the south and outskirts of Avdiivka, attempting to enter the city from the east. Unfortunately, from the northern side, they are also breaking through to the outskirts of the city near the coke and chemical plant. Battles are ongoing in the Svatove, Persists, and ceramic areas, but the Ukrainian Armed Forces are doing their best. They continue to hold the front line unchanged and repel all attacks. Further south, battles continue for the outskirts of Mariinka, and attacks on the Mikhailivka have resumed. While they haven't achieved success, the complex battles persist. In the Bakhmut direction, the occupiers have intensified their assault on the northern flank, targeting Bogdanivka, Khromove, and Ivanivsk. Their situation is extremely challenging. Southward, complex battles continue near Klishchiivka and Andriivka. Unfortunately, the Ukrainian Armed Forces are still unable to advance along the railway and push towards Odessa. The Russians persistently reinforce and seize the initiative, maintaining the complexity of the situation. The Ukrainian Armed Forces repel around 10 attacks from the Russian daily. The occupiers claim they have regained control of Klishchiivka, but confirmation from the Ukrainian Armed Forces is awaited, and it's likely they won't be able to consolidate their position. In the direction of Kreminna and Siversk, Russian activity is minimal, making it an ideal direction for a breakthrough. Unlike the Zaporizhzhia direction, there is only one line of defense and not along the entire front. The occupiers hope that in the event of a breakthrough by the Ukrainian Armed Forces, they will be delayed in urban warfare in Kreminna. In the direction of Svatove, the Russians launched attacks on Berestove with the aim of extending the front line to the river, creating a semi-encirclement for Kupiansk. The strategy is to later squeeze out Ukrainian forces from this territory. However, the distance to the river is 17 kilometers, and accomplishing this quickly is beyond the Russians' capabilities at the moment. So it would take them several months and thousands of soldiers. Therefore, these attacks are doomed to failure. In the direction of Kupiansk, battles are only taking place around Synkivka. Activity has decreased near Ivanivka and Petropavlivka with minimal shelling reported. Meanwhile, in the United States, an explosion occurred at a chemical plant, posing a threat of air pollution. A strong fire broke out as a result of the explosion. Firefighters have already evacuated a school and closed the highway. Residents living near the facility are advised to turn off their heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems in their homes. And that's all from me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.